Okay, so welcome back. So today we are working on trailering strategy again, which I thought I had finished the other day, but yeah, we are working on this strategy. So I'm going to show you what we are going to do today. So the first thing is fixing the default return of multiply by leverage equals true on the Zignaly bet2 library. Then we will use updated Zignaly bet2 library from trailering strategy, and publish updated Zignaly bet2 library. So it should be quite a small stream, so if you want to ask PineScript questions, you can ask it, because I don't mind too much, but we will see. So I'm going to explain to you what this strategy is about, just in case someone wants to know it. So basically this is something similar to our return to the mean strategy. So let me show you. So what happens is that you choose a random point in time, and then you kind of establish a range there, and when the range is broken, then you try to go back to where the price was. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. As you can see here you win, but here you also lose. And the nice thing about this is that you can change the offsets. The offset is when do I start this range, this theoretical range. You change it, and you can have the same strategy several times. So if there is any problem, I mean, if this is something similar to Monte Carlo, because I can run 24 strategies, because I run from 0 to 23, so I can run 24 strategies, and I know that this is working as expected, and that I have good results. This is also quite special because this is a 1 to 2 ratio, I think that it's, or 2 to 1 ratio. I mean, you lose 2 and you win 1. Okay, what the hell is this? Take profit. Yeah, this is the risk reward ratio, 0.5. Okay, so yeah, when you lose much more than when you win, but the thing is that you have to win much more than you lose. Okay, so that's what the strategy is about. However, this is integrated with Zignaly, so we need to send some text to Zignaly, so that the signal goes to the Zignaly broker and then to Binance. Okay, and I can show you here with the order comments how are the orders done here. You can see here the order. Okay, and if we take a look down here, we also have the order. You can see how it says multiply by leverage false, and this is not right the way I trade myself. It needs to say multiply by leverage true, and that's because I have done a mistake in the library. So now we are going to fix the library so that there is no longer that mistake. Okay, so what we need to be working on is the trailering script, and also the Zignaly to beta library, which is here. Okay, let me move this here too on the bottom. Look at that, Zignaly to beta. Maybe we can remove this one, and this is the explanation. Okay, so I'm going to show you a bit how this works, the library. So the library outputs subtext, okay, and you have different options. So for example, if you say long entry, where the hell is this? Long entry. It should be... Okay, if you use long entry and you get many parameters here, which can be empty or not, this plays with the strings and it returns a message that it's crafted here with a key, and yeah, that's the message that you have seen before. However, there's a problem with the multiply by leverage here in this function, because it's not well done. It's not well done, well programmed. Okay, 1 second please. So the idea here is that if multiply by leverage is empty, it goes true, but if it's NA, it needs to be true also, because that's the default for me. However, here I mess it up. So as you can see here, this value takes this, but this one here is not taking the value from up here, and that's why it's not working as expected. So basically what we want to do is we want to set this to the value that we get, and then we what's the name? We check if it's an A. If it's an A, then we set this to true. Okay. And otherwise, if it's set, then we set whatever we need to set. Yeah, this probably, yeah, look, the difference is that this is a boolean, this is a string. Okay, that's why you have this. So if this is an A, then you do whatever. Oh, wait a minute, I cannot assign a boolean type to a string. Okay, that's why we have so many problems, because we are having this. So that's why a string boolean true something something. Yeah, okay, let me undo this. Okay, so this by default is true. Yeah, because that's the default. However, here where we are checking this value here, what we need to test is this value here, multiplied by leverage, the Boolean one. Okay, that's actually the change that I wanted to do originally, but I thought that it made more sense to do everything as the other settings that I have here. But yeah, wait the moment, edge mode has the same problem, isn't it? Yeah, edge mode is having the same problem here. We need to check edge mode from here, not the one that we have just defined there. Edge mode false. So edge mode false. Wait a moment. What are we using here as edge mode? Let's turn on the back. Edge mode true. But it's not because of us. So by default edge mode is false, so we need to fix this. So let me write, what the hell? So edge mode false. Yeah, make sure that trailering strategy uses edge mode equals true, because that's one thing that needs this strategy. This strategy needs the edge mode, because I am going to long and short the way I feel, the way the strategy wants. So I need the edge mode, and I am not sure if this is going to work properly once we have done this change here. So let's take a look at all of the NA stuff here. So this one takes the value from above, so that's okay. This one takes the value from above, that's okay. This one has been fixed. Yeah, this one has been fixed. This one has not been fixed. Okay, let me see, so that we can have this here. Okay, so NA, ignore open contract check, that's not right. This needs to be checked properly here. That's it. So we also have to say ignore open contract check is true. So our strategy uses this. So ignore open contract check equals true. So we need we need this to be true, okay? Because we want more than one trade in the same direction. Because that's what we want. because we are going to have 40 different strategies running in parallel. I mean 40, no, 24. So here, okay, so here we check the argument above. Margin mode, yeah, this makes sense because it's the one from above. This is the one from above too, and well, the pair. Okay, so I think that everything here now it's okay. Everything here now depends on the actual arguments and not on whatever we had. Okay, maybe we could rewrite this so that I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, okay, so now we are going to check whatever we have here. So what we have done is using the arguments to know if we have received an A or not. Okay. So this is something like this. Yeah, see. Hell is this, so we're going to say I mean, I wonder if I have done the same mistake. Somewhere else. Okay, so the logic related to arguments parsing has been fixed. We should probably check the other functions to check if they have something similar, because yeah, look at long entry, maybe there is something similar here, although I don't think so. I don't think that there is any problem on these trades. Let me check. So reverse, size quote. I am checking more or less what we have here, and I think PS stop loss equals stop loss. So for the moment, I think that we don't have the same problem here. This should be the same thing. Long exit. It's also checking P signal ID. Okay. Signal ID. Yeah. Current capital. So far I don't see any problem with any of this, and it makes sense. Break even percentage, it's also an input, isn't it? Yeah, break even percentage. Update short entry, and it's going to be the same thing here. So I think that we are quite good with all of this. So now that we have this change about this, we should be able to update the Zignaly version, the Zignaly library version. Although here I don't have any version because it's Zignaly to beta and that's it. You cannot change the name. However, what we can take a look is at the tags and see how the hell do we call this. Wait a moment, don't we have a tag for the library? That's unexpected, I guess. What the hell is this? Yeah, we don't have a tag because I cannot assign a version to it. That's the reason why. Well, anyhow, okay, let me fetch the strategy that we have here. I mean, not the strategy, the library. So the last commit is this one, and no, libraries Zignaly to beta. So I'm going to copy and paste this so that we can later on publish this somewhere. So this is the Zignaly beta thing here. Okay, before testing this library, we need to update it on what's the name? On my profile. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, so we can visit my profile, scripts, and here's Zignaly to beta. That way you will see how a strategy is updated. I mean, wait a moment. No, that's not the right way of doing this. No, wait a moment. That's not how you do it. So basically what you do is you add the library here and then you update it. So maybe I can open, yeah, Zignaly to beta, which I have here, add to the chart. Have I added this twice without? Okay, let me try to fix this. Okay, so now we have the library here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and paste everything here. Let's see if what's the name? Let's see if TradingView likes the changes that I have done. Okay, please. Okay, it seems that it works. So publish script. Yeah, okay, it detects that it's already published. Yeah, don't update the chart. This is version 3. We're going to say whatever we have used on the latest commit, because otherwise, because that way we don't have to think anything for this. maybe we can put it this way. Now it's going to update the strategy. Okay. And we have here version 3. Where the hell are you? Here. You have here version 3. Okay, so now we can copy this and we can modify our trailering strategy so that it uses this new library version. So this is what you need to do every time you update a library. That's the reason why I am not using a library on the KNN strategy, which I am also trying to develop. So basically here you just can say this is 3, okay, and you are done. You are working with the newest library, and now we will check if it works as expected or not. I think that you can add some stuff to plot, some strategy to run on the library itself, so that you can check if it works properly or not before actually using it in a script. But you know, so trailering H, and so this is going to be the H. So this is going to be how the hell do we call this? Zignaly beta 2? Zignaly 2 beta library version 3. Okay, so now I should be able to test this and see what the hell happens if the message is crafted the way I want or not. So let me write down how the message should look. I mean, yeah, it's all of this that we have here. So what to check is this 3 stuff that we have here. So multipliable leverage should be true, because that's how we want to deal with the leverage on the Zignaly platform. Edge mode needs to be true, although by default we want it to be false. And then ignore open contract check should also be true. Okay, that's what I want to check later on. Okay, so now we have the new trailering script, which only has this number changed. And let's go to trading view. Where the hell are you? Here. So let's go back here, and if we hide this one and try to check the source code from here, you can see all of this. Now let's see what happens with this library. Okay, so wait, it's still doing the stuff. Okay, so now we can check here what the hell happens. So now you can check how multiply by leverage is true. That makes sense because that's the default value. Edge mode is true. and ignore open contract check is true. The question is why these values are true. Is it something that we have enforced ourselves, or is it something that you know, it's by default? So let's check all of this. So this is true. That makes sense because that's the default. But the edge mode should be false by default. Why is that? Because here edge mode is false by default. And if edge mode is an A, look at that. That's the problem. So edge mode, we want it false by default. So that means that when we find an A, we want this to be false. So let's check this as a false and false. And that's it. Okay, the other thing that it's quite interesting is this ignore open contract check. As you can see here, ignore open contract check is set to true. That's what we want in our script, but the library by default should not ignore this. So this should be set to false. So it should be the same thing that we have here. So false. So down there we should use false by default. So if this is an A, this should be false. Okay. Look at that. Okay, so now we have use Zignaly to library B3. We could remove this commit if you ask me, but we will keep it there. Okay, so now we have yet another Zignaly 2 beta version. So let's try to use this. Let me see. Okay, Zignaly 2 beta. We need to change this and make a new version. So now we can hide the library, we can hide this, we can check source code for the library, and we will update it. Okay, look at that. Okay, now we can publish this as we did before, and we can say something like whatever we have done as a commit, which is nothing because we have not saved it. Let's save this first. What the hell? Oh, this is logic passing edge. So edge mode and ignore contract are now false by default. Okay. We don't want to ignore open contract, and we don't want the edge mode. So thanks to this, we can have a change log for the strategy. So copy and paste this. I don't want to update the chart, and I publish a new version. So look at that. Okay, so now we have 4. Makes sense, we have 4 here. So that means that where the hell are you? That means that I can come here and yeah, maybe it's easier here, and I can change the 3 with the 4. Now I can add this, and I can say I'm using version 4. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to copy and paste this and see what happens. Where the hell is this? Where the hell are you? Here. Okay, we can close this. We can show the strategy, and now we copy and paste, and this should be working with version 4 library. For library version 4. Okay. There's nobody watching my stream. Apparently everybody is asleep or something. Yeah. Okay, so now once this stops, finish, whatever, okay, so now we are working with version 4, and we're going to check what we have here. So now we have multiply-able leverage true, edge mode true, and ignore contract check true. However, here on Zignaly to beta we have changed this so that by default this is false. Well, and the other one, which is edge mode, is also false. Okay, let me check 1 second the source code for Zignaly to beta, just in case I have managed to do something wrong here. Do we have, so edge mode is false by default, and ignore open contract check is false by default. Okay, so apparently okay, let's show the source code from here. Let's hide the library. So apparently maybe let's reset the settings. And show the debug messages. Okay, so edge mode true, ignore open contract check true. And let's check the source code. Are we using version 4? Yes, we are. So let's check if we have something custom on here for all of this. Ignore open contract check. Yes, we have it. Okay, so as you can see here, we have managed. So we have some additional data that forces this to work with edge mode true and ignore open contract check true. Okay, that's something that we have managed to add here. So I'm going to write down what I want to do also in the future, which is update Ruckard Zignaly template with what the hell is this? A new edge mode that adds, or maybe new settings for this. Maybe we can define edge mode and ignore open contract check settings. And the other thing I want to do is update the Zignaly with the template with this thing that we have, that it's from this strategy. Where the hell was this? Yeah, this thing here. With this thing here, which is long, short, reverse. Okay, so this is something that I want to do. I'm not sure I'm going to do it in this stream. I got you. I like following your thinking pattern. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the idea is that I don't want to carry on with these changes in the trading strategy, so I want to update the template so that I have to modify less changes in the strategy. Okay, so we have fixed the default return, so now it returns multiply by leverage true, so that's okay. Edge mode, I guess it returns false because we have done it, so the library has been updated. Use embedded Zignaly from trading. We have used the updated library, and then yeah, this is using edge mode true, and this is using ignore open contract check true. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, so we probably want to update the. Then the final thing to do is update trailering strategy from the Ruckard Zignaly template again, so that we only have the changes there. Okay. Okay, now we have to release what we have, because that's what I wanted to do today. Okay, today I wanted to fix this trailering strategy so that it worked as it should. Okay, so now I have multiply by leverage true, edge mode true, and ignore open contract check true. That's what I wanted to have here. And now it's fixed, so I can release a new version. Okay, so let's do it. So we just have to, where the hell is this? Have to say H5 and whatever. Okay, 16, 2 days after Valentine's Day. Okay, so yeah, let me see. So now we can see how we change this into H5. Okay, so we can say something like BAM version to H5. We can have the tag here, and we can push this here. Okay, so now I should be able to get this new version, which I will publish on the YouTube description, YouTube video description. Okay, don't we have the other one, the one from the other day somewhere? No, we don't have it. That's maybe here. Yeah, so the H4, now it's H5. Okay, now where the hell my notes are. Now we have this other file that I will share on the YouTube video description. Okay, so I think I will work on this because it's still early, but I need a pause. Yeah, we're going to improve all of this so that we can later on use it as the template. So please bear with me 5 minutes and I will come back.
Okay, so
I'm back, Ninja Trader Shark, and other viewers, probably. Okay, so we are going to work. We are going to work on updating the Ruckard Zignaly template so that we have all of these improvements, and then we can update the trailering strategy. We can recreate the trailering strategy from the Ruckard Zignaly template again. Okay, so in order to do so, it should be, let me close this. I should be able to compare my so the trailering strategy, which this is the last one, and I want to compare it to the Ruckard Zignaly template. Okay, here you're going to see all of the changes. So there are some changes, which is we add the documentation. Okay, let me see. We add the explanation on what the strategy does, where you have to use the strategy, the name. Obviously, the version of the library version has to be changed here, and then you also you have more stuff like the leverage and whatever. But however, we have some more stuff like this offset the string here, and yeah, and this is the offset string that I want to modify so that how the hell do you do this so that it works properly? Yeah, maybe with an offset, default offset. Yeah, okay. Then you have more stuff which is related to the strategy. So what I'm going to try to do right now is to update the template with all of the changes that make sense to add here. So let's do it. So the first change is the library version. Okay, so now we have this, and we should what the hell is this? We should be able to say oh wait, this was Ruckard Zignaly template. Yeah, okay, so this is RRCTA, so that we keep track of what we do, because otherwise this is not going to be easy to find. Okay, so yeah, use the library. Here it is. So now we should be able to do this finally. Okay, more changes that we need to check. And now I want to work on the offset. So sometimes you will need the strategy to have an offset, okay? And that's what we use later on down there. And I want to do this in a manner that makes sense. So I'm going to save this in here. Wait a moment. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to apply this. Nice. And then you have a lot of changes down here when you call the different functions for Zignaly, which are here. You can see how oh, look at that. Here we have more stuff than we need. So we have this signal ID long signal ID string, but we also have this H mode ignore open contracts check true, which are the settings that I had set before. So yeah, I mean, I think we want to just save everything here, and later on we will figure out how to fix this in another way. So let's go. So we want to apply all of this, and later on we will try to fix this. Okay. This should probably be implemented with with an abstract function, but I think that this was the best way for doing this. So we only have this change there. So we are going to focus right now on this. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so now we have this new text, and then we have all of these changes here. Okay, so now I should be able to open the Ruckard Zignaly template, which is here. So let's move it to the right, and I should have it also on the bottom. Nice. Okay, so let's try to make sense of all of this, because I don't like how this is implemented. So this is the offset string. Okay, so what I want to do is I want the what's the name? So I want the offset string to be something different in the trailering. So trailering, its offset should be this one here. Okay, that's it. So the offset should be hyphen and then the trailering offset. Okay, but for now we are not working on the trailering strategy, which changes the offset if we want to, but we are working on the template, which needs to have the more generic option. So the most generic option is that you don't add anything. So this is set to an empty string, and then here you just add it to the end, and well, if it's empty, then it's empty. Okay, that's why now the changes that we have is that we add these lines with the offset entry at the end, and we also have this ignore open contract check and so on, which I'm going to fix so that we have new settings for this. So the question is, where the hell do we want those new settings? So even if this is not the template, the Ruckard Zignaly template, as this is a trailer in and it shares most of the options with the Ruckard Zignaly template, we're going to check where the hell do we want to have these options. So where we want the H mode and where we want the ignore open contract checks options. So probably we want here on the Zignaly side, because otherwise, yeah, maybe here on the strategy, if you want the strategy to be H mode, I think I'm going to set them here on Zignaly, because it's more or less something from Zignaly, even if it's not exactly the case, because H mode is something that you could put here on the strategy side, but let's put it here on Zignaly. So before doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the calls that we have down here, and we're going to say on our nodes that H mode in the settings and ignore in the settings. Okay, that's something that we already knew because it's written here. Okay, but you know, I write it down nevertheless. Okay, let's go back to our Zignaly template and let's try to work on these settings. Okay, so let me see. Let's see how we do this. So this is H mode and ignore open contract check. So these are booleans. Yeah, so maybe we could just copy and paste this one here. So this should be enable H mode. I mean Zignaly H mode. No, enable H mode. Yeah. So this by default should be false. That's right. So default disable, and this is Zignaly H mode. Let's say that this is Zignaly H mode, and H mode. So yeah, and maybe here on the tooltip we can say something about this. So if H mode is enabled for the profit sharing service, you probably want this to be enabled so that it can let you open both long and short positions at the same time. This is useful when you run multiple strategies against the same profit sharing service. Yeah, that's right. And we are going to do the same thing for yeah, let's write this like Zignaly H mode just in case in the future Okay, so so this is going to be ignore open contract check. So let's just copy and paste this. Ignore open contract check here. Let's do it. Look at that. Ignore open contract check. So we can have this here. So this is ignore open contract check. By default is false, so this is disabled. So if ignore open contract check, I mean, I'm not sure if I want this. Maybe I want this in single word. If for the wait a minute, not you probably want this to be enabled. So that it can now wait a moment. If edge mode, I mean it allows you to open several positions in the same site. Several positions for the same pair and same site. And this is useful when something and it allows you. Now this is better explanation here. We can probably put these two options next to each other. Okay. Now on the bottom we need to make sure that these options are used below, and that's what we are going to do thanks to find and replace. So what we want to replace here is edge mode true. Now we'll have to be enable Zignaly edge mode. Okay. Look at that, 34. And now we are going to do the same thing with the other one, which we have here. So enable ignore open contract check. So 34. Okay, let me check edge mode and see if every instance of it. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is okay because we did this thanks to find and replace. So this should be okay everywhere where we have it. Okay. So now if we take a look, at the changes we have done so far, so what we have is this new Zignaly edge mode, which is false by default, this new ignore open contract check, which is false by default, and in addition to that we have this offset staff, which is empty by default. And in order to make use of all of this, we are we are modifying all of this alert message that we use here. Okay, so now we are ready for saving this as a commit. So this is going to be, how the hell do we call this? Low offset as a signal ID suffix, and the other thing is new settings for I mean, this should be in two different commits, but I managed to do it in a single one, so I'm not going to do two commits, but I know that it's better if you have two commits. So before going on, I'm going to test this and see if it fails or something. So now yeah, let's add here a new, yeah, look at that, Ruckard Zignaly template. Let's copy and paste. Let's see if we have done everything properly. Now it should compile and it should tell me that it's okay. Maybe if it ends. Nintendo. Oh my god. They're going to be so sued by Nintendo, I think. Okay. Yeah. So now we can make another version for the Ruckard Zignaly template so that we can use it properly. So this is, today is 16 and this is going to be A22 because I don't see any particular change in order to say that this is B. Okay, so now look at that, A22. A22. One version to A22. So now, where the hell are you? Ruckard Zignaly template. Ruckard Zignaly template. Here you are. So, I mean 22, not 21. Yeah, that's it. So now I should be able to find here the Ruckard Zignaly template. Here it is. So A22, probably. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to copy this so that we can have it on the, what's the name, YouTube video description for later. Okay, my friends, so now we have this template updated. Nice. So now we need to update we need to recreate, where the hell is this? Yeah, so we have these new settings, we have this also, and now we have to recreate the trading strategy. Which is quite, I mean, Let's try. Give me 5 minutes and we recreate the strategy. So we will have to make a lot of steps, but I don't care. 5 minutes, please. Okay, so I'm back, everyone. Okay, so let's try to do this. So now, yeah. How the hell is this? So what I have here is the trailering. Wait a minute. Yeah. So here I have the trailering H, which is Phoenix, because we do it from scratch. And now we're going to do this from scratch again, which is Ruckard Zignaly template. We are going to copy here, and this is going to be I Phoenix. Okay. Let me check 1 second. How the hell do we do it with this in the other screen? I have how. Yeah, okay, so we will just do like this, and this is going to be TI added trailering Phoenix based on A22, which we have here. That's it. So once we have this, what we have to do is we have to open Yeah, so trailing H, we no longer need it, and we should be opening the I version on the top buffer and on the bottom buffer. Let's show the line numbers. And as you can see, this is the A22 Zignaly template, Ruckard Zignaly template. So I am asking myself, maybe I should move some of the stuff here to library. Probably the thing about trading, but I am not sure. All of this, no, I cannot use this. I don't think I can use strategy entry in the library. Let me check. Now I'm curious. Let me check what the library says about you cannot use request, you cannot use input, plot, fill. It doesn't say anything about opening trades or whatever. That's something that it would seem to me that you cannot do strategy entry. Okay, let me ask this on the chat just in case. Does anyone know if a strategy can be used from a library? Does anyone know? Please highlight me when you answer. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to talk about moving all of this into another library or whatever. What I want to do right now is to compare this to the old H version, and we will apply the changes there. So what we want to do, okay, let's first remove this comparison, and now we're going to compare the H version to the I version. Okay, look at that. So I have my sheet here with all the old changes that I did before. I'm going to use them to recreate everything the right way. So the first thing that we need to fix is the name. So this is H5, and here we also have H5. Okay, so now from here we should have H5 on the top, but if we remember, we have to change a letter. So this is I1, and this one here is I1. Look at that. Now we have this change here, which we are going to add trading I Phoenix. That's right. And now we should be able to just say use proper trading name. Okay, explanation on how the strategy works. So so this is how the strategy works. So now we can add this, and I can say how the strategy works. This is boring, and that's nice because it means that we are going to be here less time doing this recreation. So what's the time frame that we want to use is 1 hour. So we add this and we say that the strategy needs to be used in 1 hour, even if we also use BTC, but it's 1 hour. Okay. Okay, so now there's a commit which is interesting, which is change the default settings so that they match the ones from trailering. And that's something that we are going to do right now, and we will have some extra stuff here, which is changing this. Okay, so here we have the strategies minimum needs to be 2 because we have 2 strategies down there. Then we have this enable take profit needs to be true, it needs to be something, and the position ratio needs to be 0.50, and we have to enable risk reward ratio. And that's all of the things that by default needs to be applied here. And the risk management loss, maximum loss per trade, yeah, this also needs to be modified so that it's 0.042. This is also some settings that we need to modify so that when you get 24 bars you say this is too old, please close it, and that's it. And yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to change this, but in another commit. So the other thing that we need to change is those data here. So now we have all of these changes. So we have 2 strategies that need to match. We have this enable take profit something, risk reward ratio, maximum loss per trade, and this thing about how to deal with the long short order flows. So the other thing that the default settings need to be changed on this trailering strategy is the edge mode and the ignore open contract check. This needs to be true. So this means that this is enabled, and this needs to be true, which means that this is enabled by default. Okay. And now the commit has these changes that we have just done. This is true, and this is enabled. Okay, so let's do this. So now we have in one commit everything that it's modified on the settings side for this to work for the strategy. Okay, and then we have to apply the strategy. So let me update this. And wait a moment, leverage. Okay, this is true. Leverage is 24. Yeah, we should apply this then. So now I should be able to add this to the old commit so that it's everything in the same place. Now the last commit is this thing here, and we also have the leverage part there. Let's compare this again. Yeah. Okay, so now it's time about the trading strategy. Okay, so it's everything that needs to be changed for the strategy to work, but we don't want to use the strategy yet, and we don't want to plot the strategy yet. Okay, so let me see. So these inputs are from the strategy. We add them. This is the offset string that we explained before. Then we need this. We need this to be based on the trading offset. Although, wait a moment. Yeah, why did this? My question is, why it detects that there are 4 different lines? And the reason is this hyphen here. So wait a moment. So this hyphen is not right. Yeah, this hyphen is not right. So maybe what we can do is we ignore all of these changes. We copy and paste our line that we have saved here, which is this one here, how the offset should be set, and down here we are going to set this like this. Look at that. So now, right now, wait. Okay. So right now we only have this change, and so we can reset settings. We can check this again, and let me see. So we have these inputs here. We don't want to change anything because we have already changed this line to what it needed to be, so that this works properly. And that's it. Let's work with the rest of settings. So these are the init variables. Nice. All about how the strategy works here, and this is using the strategy. We don't want to use it yet because I don't want to. We don't want to plot this yet. Do we want to have a special take profit? Yes, we want to have a special take profit. Look at that. Here we have the changes related to yeah, this is so much big that we don't see the difference, but we have the difference here because edge mode, enable something something. We don't need any of these changes because we already know that what we have new is the right thing to have, so we don't need any of this. So now we can save this, sorry, and yeah, so this is the strategy. So we have some inputs. We managed to modify the offset string so that it's different each time. Some init variables, the strategy itself, new take profit way of handling stuff, and now we can add this and say something like that this is the strategy. Let me see. Trailering super strategy. That's right. Look at that. Now I'm going to use the strategy, which is just yeah, just update this. What the hell are you here? Now we're going to use the strategy, which should be quite straightforward. Where the hell are you? Here it is. Look at that. So we actually have two super strategies, but the one from balloon bounce, I don't think we use it too much. Or maybe we do, but now we can say so the super strategy was used, and now we are going to plot it here. We have the plot. So yeah, we plot the strategy. I mean, I think we could change the settings by default so that this is shown always, because otherwise it makes me nervous not to say it, but at the same time it's actually not needed, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's keep it this way. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to do something. Yeah, probably we don't need anything more to do about bump the version. So let me check what are the changes here. So the name, that's to be expected. This we fixed before. This is also the hyphen, this is okay, and then all of these changes that we have managed to do it in an easy way. Okay, so now we should just bump the version on the trailing here. So this is I2, and what the hell are you? I2. Look at that. So now I can say something like bump version. I mean, not this one, but the other one. Here it is. So this is the I, and bump version to I2. So now I can say that this is the trailing I2 and trailing I2. Look at that. I mean, I should be testing this, and isn't it? Yes, we will test this. So now I should be able to get this trailering strategy from somewhere. Let me see where the hell I have it. Here it is. So this is I Phoenix, but this is I2. Look at that, I2. So now I'm going to save this URL for the YouTube video description, so that you can use it if you want to. Okay, so No questions on the chat, so let's move on. Let's go to test this strategy here. So Ruckard Zignaly template, yeah, okay. So this is the trader in. Let's open its source code and let's update this. Now it should work as I want to. It's taken too long to save, but let's give it some time. Yeah, okay. Nintendo. They are going to be sued by Nintendo. That's no other explanation here. Okay, TradingView should put some money on the cloud computing, cloud server, so that this compiles faster, because otherwise I'm here so long. But yeah, I mean, the script is quite big, if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, I think this is working as expected. Let me turn on, look at that, edge mode, ignore open contract check. Okay, so let's take a look here, see how the trades are done. So we have multiply by leverage true, we have edge mode true, we have ignore open contract true, so this is perfect. This is what we wanted. And maybe now we can check if the new options work as expected. So what does happen if I remove these two options here? Do we have the right values or not? So edge mode is false, and ignore open contract check is a false. So this is working as expected. Nice. Let's reset the settings again. Let's turn on the debug comments. And so what I want to do right now is the offset. You can see how the signal ID ends with a 0. And I want to check what happens if I change the offset. So if I change the offset somewhere, maybe I put 5. Okay. Once I change the offset to 5, I should have here signal ID ends in 5. So this is perfect. It works as expected. Okay. Yeah, look at that. So I can reset settings and I am done, because the strategy does whatever I wanted it to do. So I am very happy. So I will be testing it soon to see how it works in real life. Okay, so if there is no Pine script out, I think I'm going to end the stream here. So we have managed to recreate the trader arena strategy here, and everything is okay. Look at that. And the offset also works as expected. So I'm going to end here the stream, and I will update the YouTube video description with all of these links. So thank you very much for watching my stream. Bye.